I'm up over $70,000 this week in Forex and crypto and stocks. Everything's going like super, super crazy. So currently here in Forex this week, I post all my trades here on my free Telegram channel. You can follow it if you just want to see all my trades and analysis. It's free. I've been running it for 7 years. There's a link in the description. I'll put it in the pinned comment as well. But you can see this morning in here, I put GBP CAD sells, and I closed this morning at $33,000 of profit after swaps and commissions. And then we also had an AD CAD trade running at a $25,000 profit, and that has unfortunately come back, and I closed that trade at around break even just now. So this brings my current Forex trading week of all the trades I've taken to right here. This is my Discord server where I call all my exact trades and all the details, stop loss, targets, and everything. You can see I'm sitting here around break even on the week. So $3,000 profit, but after swaps and commissions, I'm down about $4,000. I risk anywhere from 20, 30, 40, 50 grand per trade. So being down $4,000 on the week is pretty much a break even week right now. Just haven't had a nice little break so far. Currently, with this GBP CAD trade right here and the AD CAD trade, I made $35,000 today after the swaps and commissions. So that brought back some of the losses from earlier in the week. We were down, I think, 40K at the beginning of this week, and now we're up 35, 36K. So we're just down slightly on the week, pretty much break even. Now, when we go into cryptocurrency, right here in the past hour, I've made, looks like 4,000. The past day today, I made 22,000, and this is the current week in crypto. So about $75,000. We also have stocks going up. The SPX, the S&P 500, has continued to go up this week. And so over the course of the past few days, we have right here at the beginning of the week, things have just rocketed up. So we're up about almost 2%. It's like 1.5%, almost 2%. So it's been a pretty decent week for my equities holdings, for Forex trading, crypto. Forex trading isn't even really that bad just because we're slightly down, but pretty much just break even on that and then profitable in the other sectors of the market. So here's the two biggest trades I kind of want to cover today. The first one's GBP CAD. This one hit the profit target this morning for a $36,000, technically $33,000 win. I sold here at this resistance zone. That's the whole trade. It just came to a daily resistance zone. I entered to sell, put a stop above, and put a target below. That's it. Very, very simple. I did the same exact thing on AUD CAD. Price came up here to a resistance zone. I sold when price got here into the resistance zone. And then, I put a stop above the zone and a target below at a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. Very, very simple. I don't have any magic, jargon to tell you guys about this. I don't have any crazy conspiracy theory, smart money, liquidity, order block, Wagyu beef bullish candlestick entry strategy to show you guys. I sold at resistance zone just like I do for pretty much every trade. Sold at resistance or buy at support. I just drew a daily resistance zone here on this chart. I use the daily, weekly, sometimes 4 hour. And then I just sold at the zone with a stop above and a target below. That's it. This one I just closed at break even. We're hitting close to the session changeover in about 1 hour from now. And so I went ahead and called a closure for this one right here. Closing AD CAD here in small profit. So about 2:10 p.m. So about maybe 30 minutes ago, I called out in my Discord server that I'm going to be closing this right here. It was a small profit. You can see all the sell orders are stacked there at the resistance zone. And I closed, it is what it is. I made about $3,000 on it. So it is what it is. You're not going to win them all. Now, here's what I'm looking at as we go further into this week. Pay attention because this is a high quality, juicy analysis you're here for. A juicy little weekly recap outlook video. So I'm looking to buy CAD JPY. The analysis is very, very complicated, so pay very close attention. It's only going to take me about 45 minutes to explain it, so pay attention. If price comes here into this daily support zone, I will buy. All right, that's it. Cool. Now we're finished up. Thank you for paying attention. I will buy at that support zone. I'll put a stop below the zone, and I'll put a target somewhere above, at least a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So the trade might look something like this, right? Something pretty close to this right here. I currently have an alert. My alert's sitting right here at these most extreme little kind of wick areas. It's just the safest place to enter. The further up into the zone you enter, if your stop's in the same spot, you have to really space your target out even further. That's harder to get met than just waiting for like a good entry. And the good entry, quote unquote, is just a little bit deeper into the zone. Because then your stop only has to go right past the zone. And then it'll be a quick 1-to-1 profit target if it bounces. So that's CAD JPY. GBP CAD, I don't have any other trade for this for the time being. I'm going to remove all my chart drawings from here right now. It's already started to kind of come off this resistance zone, so we'll see what happens. Going into these other pairs, USD JPY, I'm looking for price to come here into this support zone and perhaps bounce. I'll be taking a buy there. stop below and a target above. USD CAD, on the contrary, I'm looking to sell. If price can get up here into this resistance zone just a little bit higher, you can see we almost hit it. But we need to go a little bit higher because that will be like kind of the extremes of that zone right there. You can see prices bounce here as resistance, broke above, tested as support and bounced. Then we came down here, broke below, tested as resistance once, twice. Now we've come back up in here again. And if we get up here, I just think we might see a little bit of a tug away from this zone. Just a little cute little bounce, right? So what would the entry, stop, and target look like? It'll look something like this. Whatever I end up trading, I'll call it out in my Discord server for the exact trades, and I'll continue to update the analysis in the Telegram channel here. And if you're not in here, like, I don't know what the hell, like, you can join. If you don't like it, you can leave in 10 seconds. It's just a free resource I've had for 7 years to help people just like you learn how to trade. So you can just join that with the link in the description, and I just post all my stats in here. I post all the trades I'm looking to take. We take polls on what color Lamborghini Urus Performantes we want. So it looks like purple is the top color. So yeah, there's a lot of super crazy, wild, exciting stuff here in the Telegram channel. But it's mainly here just to help you learn trading, to help you learn how to keep things really simple, control risk. I show everything in here. I show my good, huge winning days. I show my losing days. It's just a resource to help you learn. So whenever we go back here to USD CAD, I'll be selling right here, and I'll keep you guys updated in Telegram about that. And the sell might look something like this, right? Just an entry there at the zone, stop above, and a target of a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So we'll see what happens there. GBP JPY. I've been looking at this one for a while, and I've got my alert set right here in between 195 and 196. I think that if it comes down in here, it might be worth a shot to buy. Same sort of thing, right? Entry, stop loss just below the zone, targeted at 1-to-1, might end up looking something like that. GBP NZD has already kind of left the zone. I was personally thinking she might go a little bit higher up into this resistance zone. At this current moment, I don't know, so I'm just going to be leaving GBP NZD alone. I don't know exactly where the zone is. It's not clearly defined enough. Euro GBP, we had a nice win on this yesterday. Ended up falling off this zone here. I made a good chunk of change on this one. I don't even remember how much I made on this because there were so many trades this week. So here we go, Euro GBP. So 23,000 plus almost 19,000. You guys do the math. It was like 40 grand. So it is what it is. You contrast that yesterday with the other wins and losses. Yesterday I still ended up slightly down after swaps and commissions, about 15K. But again, we're just sitting at break even on the week. You know, no hard feelings. It's just gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. We're riding in the boat to Pip Island right here. You know, it's a little bit turbulent. We got a little bit of turbulence. We got a little bit of waves rocking inside of the ship. So we just gotta stay nice and calm. We'll get there. Keep going. Can't have any loss of enthusiasm. Euro AUD. I've got my alerts here and here on the screen to either buy or sell at one of these zones. We're pretty far away from both of them, so I'm just gonna kind of leave that for now. Euro JPY, nothing. 80 JPY, nothing. 80 USD, nothing. Nothing on Euro USD, GBP AUD, CHF JPY, NZD JPY, Euro CAD, GBP USD, or USD CHF. I just don't see anything personally. If you see something you want to trade on those, cool, fair enough. But for right now, I don't personally see anything. I think there's better trading opportunities elsewhere on some of these previous pairs we've already talked about. So I'll be waiting on this to set up, particular being CAD JPY and then NZD USD. I'm waiting for the session changeover to hit. Then what I'll probably be doing is getting short on this. The entry will look something like this. It'll be somewhere here inside the zone. The stop loss above the zone, perhaps something like that. And then a target just at 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So I'll probably be calling this later tonight. Kind of just depends on the price action. I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to let the changeover happen first in an hour. That way we get rid of all those spreads and the swap fees we'll have to pay. Then I'm going to look to probably enter a position on this. But we'll see exactly how it plays out because I don't know exactly how it might play out. And then as far as AUD CAD, I don't know if I'm going to get back into this. We will have to see what happens. I just don't really know. It's looking pretty good on the daily and the weekly chart. Very, very simple setups. But I don't like the fact that we've continued to bang into this zone for a couple days in a row. Sometimes it still happens. Like here you see 1, 2, 3 days before it finally started taking off. Here it's been 1, 2, 3 days and we haven't started taking off. So I don't know. It could still be fine. For me, I just find it kind of weird if it keeps bouncing to the zone but keeps on failing to like break lower and have a continuation. So I'll just be hanging on to this one for now. Now let's go to crypto. Crypto's been super, super exciting. So if you see Solana just kissed almost 234. So it's sitting around 232, 233 right now. Solana has had a nice little poppy whoppy. She's going uppity wuppity. And as you guys know, my average entry is 198. for those of you who are following my previous kind of like daily, weekly outlook recap videos. So that position is up right now 17%. So I'm up $17,000 on Solana, but $100,000 on that dip. Should have bought more, but it is what it is. We got to control risk. Chainlink is popping upwards too off the lows. Chainlink has gone up even more, 16%. I've already covered why I got into a lot of these in my previous videos multiple times. So I'll save you guys the breath here, but I did start a position on AVAX. I started a position on Avalanche. So here in Avalanche, I bought $100,000 today, like literally like 2 hours ago. And it's around this current price. Perhaps it was just a little bit lower. Yeah, it looks like it's going up now. So maybe it was like right in here, around 30.5, 30.7 or something. So that started to go up a little bit. Now I bought Avalanche just because, for one, I thought we were coming here to retest this support resistance zone and then bounce. It didn't come low enough into it, so I was kind of waiting for another test. That didn't happen. Second thing here is that we're making higher highs and higher lows. And the third thing here is alt season, YOLO to the moon. Let's just buy, and virtually anything, as long as we're just halfway right, will continue going up. Because in a bull market, everyone's making money. Everyone's right. If you're just buying and holding, you're making money. So I just think Avalanche has a likelihood of going up. And I also think the percentage upside is pretty nice. If we just get back to the recent high right there, that's almost a 15% gain. I don't know if I'll be selling right there or if I'll be trying to hold to the highs that we made towards the end of last year. That'd be a 77% gain. I'd make $77,000 on it because about 100K worth of it. But I don't really know exactly kind of what we're doing here. So I'm just going to probably be cutting. If we make a new high, I would like that. Maybe if we get to like 40 or something. But I'm going to be watching what we do when we get to the previous high. Perhaps I might sell there, but we'll have to kind of see. I'm just trying to be very, very careful with my portfolio here. So yeah, I'll be sitting here. We got 1.6 million here. I've got about $700,000 invested, and then a lot of my crypto still sits in different exchanges and off chains and like ledgers and things like that. That's where most of my Bitcoin is, and thankfully Bitcoin is also spiking up as well. We've gone up like 10% this past week, so it's been such a beautiful run. And I'll be continuing to hold that. I think Bitcoin's probably going to end around at least 130 this cycle. Going much higher than that, I don't know. It could happen. Anything could happen. But I think 130 is pretty reasonable. As far as all the other crypto tokens, I do think these will see a lot more percentage gains, which is why I've gotten out of like half of my Bitcoin right now. A lot of it sits in USD, USDC, a couple of these little tiny cryptos, right? That could like represent huge percentage upsides. And I've got plenty of dry powder to be able to pick up more if we see any more crazy, insane dips. It just keeps my mental sanity good because I allocate a portion of my trading and investment capital to crypto, to Forex trading, and then to stocks and equities, which is pretty much just 90% of my equities portfolio is the S&P 500. And I keep the other 10% sitting in cash so I can buy dips if dips happen. Dips are great. The dip is sick, dude. You got to be able to get into those dips. So with that being said, here's the end of the video. Go ahead and check out my free Telegram channel if you're not already in there. And if you like this video and you like it, and that's really cool. That's so cool that you like the video. That's awesome. I'll see you in the next one, my friend. Cheers.